4 acres, 230 feet of direct Atlantic Ocean frontage. The number of properties that can say both of those things simultaneously in Palm Beach is a number you can count on one hand. This is 1491 North Ocean Boulevard, a generational estate. 3 stories, 14,496 square feet, 8 bedrooms, an east-facing sunrise pool catching the Atlantic at first light, and a 65-foot sunset pool framed by palm trees and manicured grounds. $205 million. And the land in this position tells most of the story. This is Palm Beach Island, Atlantic on one side, intracoastal on the other. No city grid, no suburban sprawl. A barrier island with a strict building code. A finite supply of oceanfront land, and a market that has absorbed the most aggressive price points in American real estate for decades. This property sits on the eastern edge, directly on the ocean. 230 feet of it. That is not a number you negotiate into. That is a number you inherit. That path is your beach. You walk out the back of the estate through sprawling dunes with sea grape and native ground cover, and you are on a private section of the Atlantic. Nobody else here. No public access for a significant stretch in either direction. The dune system between this estate and the waterline runs over 200 feet deep. It is not just a view, it is a buffer. Privacy at a scale that simply does not exist in most oceanfront markets. The driveway was designed to slow you down. Literally. This gently winding approach, brick-inlaid pavers, a continuous border of impatiens in pink and white, palm canopies overhead, is not decoration. It is a transition. By the time you reach the gatehouse arch at the end, you have already left the outside world behind. The estate does not announce itself from the street. It reveals itself. That is a deliberate architectural choice, and it is exactly right. That arch. Limestone surrounds with Moorish influence detailing. Hand-carved ornamental work that takes time and cost to execute at this quality. 2 wrought iron lanterns, each a piece unto itself. A barrel tile roof echoing the main house. This is the entry statement of an estate built without compromise. Not assembled from a catalog, not approximated. Built. From this angle you read the full scale. The main house, 3 stories, terraced balustrades, the landmark round tower on the eastern corner. The detached guest cottage, architecturally consistent with its own rooftop terrace and arched French doors. The 65-foot sunset pool in the western courtyard, the intracoastal waterway in the background. This estate has east and west exposure. Sunrise over the ocean. Sunset over the water. That is not a coincidence. That was the point. The sunset pool is 65 feet long, a proper lap pool. It faces west, bordered by a travertine surround, flanked by the main house and the guest cottage, creating an enclosed courtyard that is entirely private. The architecture wraps around the pool rather than placing it as an afterthought. That distinction matters at a property of this level. A pool needs to be a destination. This one is. The sunrise pool faces east. The Atlantic Ocean sits 30 feet past the hedgeline. When you are in this pool, those 2 bodies of water, one contained, one infinite, share the same frame. The horizon line of the ocean sits just above the pool edge. 2 pools, 2 exposures, 2 entirely different moods. The sunset pool is a social space. The sunrise pool is a private one. This house knows exactly what it is. This loggia is the connective tissue of the estate. Limestone columns, a deep-beamed wood ceiling in a pale distressed wash, hanging iron lanterns that glow at dusk. Travertine underfoot. Pool on one side, the garden on the other. This is not a porch. It is a room that happens to have no walls. In Palm Beach's climate, where outdoor living is genuinely possible 12 months a year, a loggia of this scale is the most used space on the property. That dining table seats 8. The view from it is the pool, the dunes, and the Atlantic. Lunch here feels like something you planned. Dinner here feels like something you earned. This estate has a serious commitment to outdoor living, and every element has been executed at the same standard as the interiors. That fountain, hand-painted azulejo tiles, the Portuguese tradition, blue and white floral motifs set into an arched niche within the loggia colonnade. The carved stone basin catches the water. The sound of it carries to the adjacent seating area. This is not a tile installation. This is a commission made specifically for the space to speak to the Iberian spirit of the architecture. Details like this are why this estate cannot be replicated. These murals are the most singular architectural feature of this estate. Floor-to-ceiling hand-painted azulejo tile panels at monumental scale, depicting classical European garden scenes, formal parterres, promenading figures, architectural follies. Each panel is a work of art. Together, they transform this arcade into something that feels more like a museum gallery than a residential courtyard. There is nothing like this in Palm Beach residential architecture. The round tower anchors the northeastern corner. 3 stories, Moorish arched windows at the top, the same terracotta barrel roof throughout, ivy trained up the pilasters, stone lions flanking the loggia steps, a spaliered topiary sees in formal geometric shapes. Every surface is tended. Every element is intentional. This is not landscaping. This is a maintained garden vocabulary that requires a full-time horticultural commitment, and it shows. This room was built to make an impression. The ceiling rises to perhaps 24 feet, exposed wood beams carrying hand-painted scroll and botanical detailing along the headers. Coral-washed plaster walls with depth that comes from applied technique, not paint. An oversized wrought iron chandelier centered in the space. A white marble fireplace, 2 arched French doors opening onto the ocean terrace, and through them, the Atlantic. The sea is in the room. The ceiling in this room took serious time to fabricate. A dark-stained coffered grid, deep square coffers, each hand-painted with a different blue and ivory medallion. No 2 panels are the same. A carved stone fireplace on the south wall, hardwood floors, French doors on 3 sides bringing Atlantic light in from the east. This room feels like the interior of a European villa transported to the Florida coast. That is exactly what it is. The kitchen runs the full depth of the north wing with direct sight lines to the Atlantic. Verde granite countertops, that distinctive deep green stone with natural veining on both center islands and the perimeter runs. Custom walnut cabinetry to the ceiling. A hand-painted ceramic tiled backsplash in blue and white maritime motifs. Sub-zero refrigeration. Double ovens. The eat and breakfast area opens directly into the family room without a hard boundary. This kitchen matches the scale of what serious entertaining at a property of this size actually requires. The primary suite sits on the second floor of the east wing, directly above the ocean terrace. Walls covered in hand-painted botanical wallpaper. Pale blue-green with flowering branches and birds, the kind of surface that takes months to apply properly. A Murano glass chandelier in the tray ceiling, hand-blown with colored glass flowers and crystal droplets, French doors opening to a private balcony, and from that balcony you are looking directly at the Atlantic from the second floor. The horizon is at eye level. There is nothing between you and it. This is the view from the primary bedroom balcony. Palm fronds moving in the ocean breeze, the dunes just beyond the property line, the Atlantic in full. On a clear morning, the horizon goes 25 miles out. Every primary room, every principal view axis in this estate. East, the house was oriented around this. You are buying the right to wake up to this view every single day. This room is specific to this house. A solarium with an elaborately painted lattice ceiling. Pale aqua with trompe-l'oeil cloud panels. A seashell chandelier at center. 3 walls of arched casement windows looking onto the pool terrace and grounds. Classic black and white checkerboard tile underfoot. Wicker furnishings in cream. The room feels like an Addison Misner original, the highest architectural compliment Palm Beach can pay. There is no other room like this in this zip code. The detached structures here deserve to be understood properly. The guest cottage is fully independent, 2 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, D bathrooms, living room, kitchen. Not a guest suite in the main house, a separate residence within the estate. Architecturally identical to the main house, its rooftop terrace has direct ocean views. A family could occupy the structure for an extended period without intersecting with the main house at all. The beachfront cabana sits closest to the dune line. Its own living room, cabana bathroom, kitchen, and a rooftop patio positioned above the dune line, with unobstructed Atlantic views in both directions. The beachfront cabana is not a changing room. It is a third structure with its own roof terrace overlooking the ocean. This estate contains 3 independent buildings on 4 acres with 230 feet of private ocean front. There is no comparable configuration available in this market. The interiors carry the decorative sensibility of the current ownership. Rich, specific, and grand. A future owner with a more contemporary aesthetic would likely take the architectural bones, which are exceptional, in a different direction. The renovated version of this house, same square footage, same 230 feet of oceanfront, refreshed interior program, that is the full value play. The land is the asset. At current Palm Beach oceanfront pricing, where comparable frontage has traded between $80,000 and $150,000 per linear foot current market data, verify the 230 feet of frontage alone suggests a land value in the range of $18 to $34 million, and you haven't stepped inside yet. Let's bring this together. 4 acres on Palm Beach Island, 230 feet of private Atlantic oceanfront, a 14,496 square foot main residence, a fully independent 2-bed guest cottage with ocean rooftop terrace, a beachfront cabana with its own rooftop terrace, 2 pool systems, sunrise pool facing the Atlantic, 65-foot sunset pool facing west, loggias and colonnades for 12 months of outdoor living, hand-painted coffered ceilings, azulejo tile mural installations, Murano glass chandeliers, 6-car garage, a generational position on the north end of Palm Beach that cannot be replicated. This is Palm Beach. This is what the address means when you understand what the land actually holds. Generational. That is the word the listing uses. It is exactly the right word. Properties at this intersection of scale, position, and condition do not come back to market on a predictable schedule. This one is here now. More information in the description below.